Hi, it's Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, and I'm back with my plans and pans. Well, it's been a very interesting week. I don't know how much you have watched the inauguration and how much you were paying attention to celebrating Martin Luther King. I chose to stay in the district and attend a wonderful celebration downtown with Reverend Jesse Jackson and hundreds of people who were there to celebrate this great leader in our country, and then did a number of things in the district I'll tell you about. But I certainly did have time to pay some attention to the newly elected Donald Trump and the moves that he has made. We know, for example, that he has an executive order that says that people who were born to non-citizens, that they were immigrants, would not automatically themselves, if born in the United States, become a citizen. If that had happened many years ago, that would have applied to me. Neither of my parents was born in the United States, but when I was born, I automatically became a citizen of the United States. So this idea of the birthright, President Trump has tried to get rid of it. We'll see what happens there. President Trump also withdrew from the Paris Climate Accord, which is really most of the nations in the world who care about the problem with the environment. Now the United States, he says, is no longer a part of that. He also withdrew from the World Health Organization. We know that pandemics can be outside of the United States, it can be around the world. They can threaten the health of people anywhere, and it's really a shame to withdraw from the World Health Organization. He has also made it more difficult to reduce the cost of pharmaceuticals, which of course is a big problem for all Americans, not just the elderly. And so we were making good progress in the Biden administration to begin to lower the cost of prescription drugs. So that is being reversed right now. I can't help but just shake my head when I see that the President Trump, said that he was going to pardon or commute the sentence of the insurrectionists who attacked the Capitol of the United States, creating death for some. This vicious attack, unprecedented attack on the Capitol on January 6th. And despite all that, the Capitol Police, who are still there to protect us, are doing their job. But what I think the president did was very, very disrespectful and dangerous to say that this kind of attack is okay and that no one should be held fully accountable. The president also did an executive order that said that the Gulf of Mexico would no longer have that name, but be the Gulf of America. Well, we'll see how that goes forward. But none of the things that the president has said are important to him really do anything to lower prices on groceries and gas. No, it doesn't do anything of those things, which really, during the campaign, is what people were saying they really wanted. They wanted to be able to afford basic necessities, and none of these executive orders address that. So back home, I actually had a wonderful time. As I told you, I went to the Martin Luther King wonderful breakfast and discussion about this great leader in our country. But also, I joined the group Interfaith Action of Evanston, and this was a group of several religious organizations that was focusing on the issues of homelessness and hunger. And so we had a walk outside. Now, those of you who are from the district know it was very, very cold, but there were over 200 people who came to help raise funds and to speak out in favor of helping people in our own community. It was wonderful. Afterwards, I went to the Skokie Public Library, and there were a nice group of parents and children who were focused on Connections for the Homeless, which is an organization in the community. And what they were doing was together making gifts for these people who need help. I watched them making these beautiful, really cozy blankets. The kids were having a great time working on it, and the parents were smiling and happily helping their kids as well. So this was their contribution really also to Martin Luther King Day. At the end of the day, I went to a well-attended workshop on knowing your rights. This had to do with people who are so concerned and perhaps vulnerable for deportation. And also just for community people who may want to help to protect their neighbors. It was offered by the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights. And they had a over 2-hour presentation of the many things that people have to know about. They have to know their rights, they have to know their options, they have to know how to handle situations like what if you're stopped, if you're in a car, what if someone comes into your home, how do you react? This is information that we have at our office as well, and we want people to take advantage of that. And the coalition is doing a lot of work to make sure we understand what the risks are and how to overcome some of the dangerous situations. You may be wondering what we've been doing in the House of Representatives. Well, unfortunately, last week in the House, the Republicans passed a bill that deals with women and girls and children in sports, because they act as if it's such a threat that transgender girls should not be playing a team or on a sports field. Now, this is not some huge problem across the country that trans girls and women are playing sports and making it hard or even dangerous, some will say, to participate. We called, and that is the Democrats called it, the Child Predator Empowerment Act, because this would allow non-professionals to insist on finding out the gender of people playing in sports as little as 4-year-olds playing in a team. And the very idea that this is what is really on their minds, that transgender young people are ruining sports, girls, I should say. So that passed, at least in the House of Representatives. We'll see. Not necessarily when it gets to the Senate. I was really saddened with the news that an incredible leader, a fighter for women's reproductive rights, former president and leader of Planned Parenthood, Cecile Richards. She has been such a leader for so many years. She lost her fight with glioblastoma, and I lost a great friend. I admired her so much. I trusted her so much. She was such a fabulous leader of women, and all of us are just very, very sad to lose Cecile Richards. You may remember that name. Her mother was the governor of Texas and was quite a forceful, progressive character. She didn't take no for an answer. And Cecile, to her very last day, fought for women's rights. Well, I'll keep you posted on what's happening. I'm going to keep fighting to make sure that my constituents and that people around the country are going to be able to have a say in what is happening going forward, and that we will continue to fight. I've had a slogan, put a fighter on your side, for a long time, and I will certainly do that as best I can. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where my handle is @Jan Schakowsky.